All right, thank you, Kyle. Well, condemned killer Richard Levitt is scheduled to die in less than 5 hours. A jury convicted Levitt in the murder and mutilation of Danette Elge of Blackfoot.
As the hours tick down, the Idaho Department of Correction tells us Levitt spent the last few days visiting with his attorneys and others. They say he's still calm in his final hours. Eric Fink begins our live coverage from the Idaho Maximum Security Prison in Ada County. Eric.
Tamara Spencer, good morning to you. This is where this prison area right here is where protesters will show up and gather in about 3 hours to express their disdain for the execution of Richard Levitt this morning. 28 years on death row for Levitt coming to an end. And despite maintaining his innocence for almost 3 decades, Richard Levitt says he is ready to die. I spoke with Jeff Ray, the IDOC spokesman, just a little while ago. He said the Department of Correction has made the necessary changes for this morning's execution, allowing media witnesses to view the entire execution process from step one. Richard Levitt has spent much of his final hours talking with his attorneys and family members. He says at this very late hour, with only about 4.5 hours to go, he says he has very little hope for a reprieve. Here's what he had to say.
I've been ready for quite a while. That if things took a turn for the worse, then so be it. After 27.5 years, I don't hold out much hope.
Members are to view the execution this morning and had his final meal last night. It consisted of baked chicken, French fries, and milk. And the American Civil Liberties Union of Idaho is asking its supporters to come out this morning to the prison and protest this execution. ACLU of Idaho Director Monica Hopkins says her organization is pleased with a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling last Friday that allows media witnesses to view the entire step of the execution process. And she joins me now for an interview. Monica, thanks for taking the time. You and I spoke yesterday, and you said that this is a failed system we have here. Explain that for us.
This is a failed system. Executing people has shown over the years to be a system that puts innocent people to death. It is a flawed system of justice that affects poor people and people of color at a higher rate than white people and people who can afford entering the system of justice in a different way.
Do you feel that we're putting an innocent man to death this morning in just a few hours, the state of Idaho?
I think over the past few decades, Mr. Levitt's sustained claim of innocence, additionally with his claim of passing a polygraph test that is not allowed in court, casts a shadow of a doubt. And I think that is ultimately what the executing people, the problem with that is that if we have a shadow of a doubt as a civilized society, we must stop the death penalty in our country.
Monica, thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciate it. And we will have continuing coverage out here from the protest area. Dozens expected in the next several hours. Live today from the prison protest area here in Kuna, Eric Fink, Today 6 News.